okay, being in your lane for purpose, passion, and cash. So what is your lane? And the lane being like we're flowing through a river. What feels like you're in a canoe flowing down the river? And when we're out of our lane, it's like we're out of the water. Maybe we're carrying the canoe, like schlepping across the, rocks and all the different things. It gets harder and harder. So, what is our lane? And what I have here is the personality profile, wealth dynamics. And Christy just got hers a couple weeks ago, I think. So this is one of my favorite personality profiles because it essentially takes a look at what is your lane for making money and being in your zone of genius. So out of all these different types, this is a topic that's been coming up this week is, okay, what does this mean, simply put? So what I have here is with each personality profile, it's like where do they succeed in the business or just in the business. And the more that we're focused on that specific piece, the more things flow. And that's what I've been really noticing for myself, again, with this coming through. Purpose, passion, and cash is for me, I'm on the mechanic side. So I'm not the biggest fan of Mark Zuckerberg and all the bullshit censorship. However, we do share the same profile in the system. So I'm a mechanic. I love working on the systems. And so I think the thing to think about this right here is if you know yours, you can take a look at what's the little tagline that I've added. And this is my own interpretation. What's what's the tagline that's been added? And how does that relate to you? And then the idea here is to make sure that our work is connected to that piece, because then we're always going to be delivering the most amount of value with the least amount of time, and it's going to be lighting us up. We're going to be happy. So I think here to think about this is in your work week, with your profile, are you focusing on this tagline? So like, for example, like for me with the mechanic with the systems, if I'm doing things that aren't focused on the systems, I'm out of my zone. So that would be item number one. Let's see, Val, I think you probably don't know your wealth dynamics yet, so it's probably a little bit different. So Christy, if you want to share in the chat, if there's anything that come to mind of insights that have come from taking a look at your wealth dynamics, being the creator and focusing on launching things, not necessarily finishing them at the end. Creators are great though at launching things and getting initial momentum. So what's really come up in conversation is number one, us being in our zone really helps things tremendously, just makes life so much easier. And then number two, it starts to paint a picture of who we work really well to partner with, joint venture with, collaborate with. And so for me on the system side of things, I've just found time and time again, it's been so great to go on the other side and collaborate with deal makers, joint venture with deal makers, because they're always focused on the sales and what's going to get conversions. I'm always focused on the systems of what's going to deliver the value. So that's something that you can take a look at is with your profile, who's on the other side and how can those opposites connect together. And then the other one I put here too is just icing on top would be promotion. So how this would look is that the deal maker is always focused on, okay, what do people want to buy? The mechanic is always focused on delivering that value as easily and quickly as possible. And then the promotion is the stars bringing more attention to the business, whatever it is. So there are more sales to be made, and then there's more clients to be served with the system. So I think that's probably what that has been what's been coming up here. So I think the thing to think about this week is number one, with your wealth dynamics profile, number one, are you in your zone with your work right now? So if you're a creator, are you focusing on things that are launching forward, moving forward? Are you starting new projects? Are you creating new projects? Number one. Number two would be, who are the complementary opposites that you can connect with? And I've been seeing this in the conversations that I've been having as well, is that it just makes life easier when we have our complementary opposite, and then both people or all three people can know what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are, and then play to those. So with the subconscious clearing today, I think we'll connect to clearing away any resistance, any friction for us getting into our zone, into our lane, number one. Number two, any friction or resistance that'll prevent us from putting together those collaboration partnerships, joint ventures with those complementary opposites. And then the third thing we'll touch on is clearing any friction or resistance on this triangle over here of purpose, passion, and cash all lining up together. Purpose connected to the mission of the project, the business. Passion, doing what we love in that project, initiative, that business. And then the cash, of course, that all making sense for everybody.